Afternoon everyone, so today we're at a Hyundai i10 2011 and this is a 1.2 engine. We had this car in before and the check engine light was on and it was complaining. I think it was a P0014, Roddy, is that the exhaust camshaft position sensor? Right, so we checked the oil level, the oil was low, topped it up, let the customer take it away. So a couple of weeks later they phoned again to say the check engine light had came back on. So this is now the stage we're at. It's now came back with a P0014 exhaust cam position timing over advanced. Right, hits back. But we also got an intake cam position timing over advanced system performance. So these two codes have came back. Now I'll let you hear the car. We think it's idling pretty good. Flares up, then it calms down. We think we can hear a little ticking, but not too much. And there's one of the solenoids in there. So if we start going through the data stream, and we can pick out what our mind is. There's a little pie if you want one. Look at that, Falkirk's finest. Right, air compressor, we don't need that, we don't need that. Actual engine speed 844. Adaptation of inlet camshaft position is successful, so that's good. Altitude, that's okay. Barometric pressure, biofuel built in, off. Blower, so cam phasing advanced control, active 1, X-cam off. Okay, we agree with that. Then cam phasing intake cam is off. Canister, we don't need that. We don't need any of these. Condition camshaft control is on, right? The down O2 is off, and then the condition of the upstream is on off, so that's it switching the heating element on off, right? That's good enough. So condition off, correction value, don't need that. Cylinder, so for knock control, the idle, there's no any correction taking place. We don't need anything there. Engage gear, oil temperature 51 degrees, operating state, where idle is on, we agree with that. Engine temperature coolant, is that system built in? Off, don't know. X-cam bank 1 actual position 19 and its desired is 19. It agrees, it's good. And then there's the duty cycle. We assume at the front, would that be right? No, that looks, the front looks like the intake, so I think the back's the exhaust cam. So that's fine. Fuel adaptation, negligible. Fuel adaptation, negligible. Ignition. See, they're all linear. They're all good. In cam, bank 1 actual positions 33. And desired 33. Of course, that's the idle. So we'll need to look at freeze frame to see when it occurred. Injection times are all spot on. Air intake, intake manifold. I don't know what these are. Knock control off. Knock control detected. Lambda on. Correction. Nothing there we need. Map main relay map. Off. Right. So our theory is, we would reckon if our car was out of timing, our fuel would be all over the place. But you can see here, look at that. That is textbook. It's keeping it at lambda and I can't see any excess values. So let's keep going. So the heating power, purge, relative charge, relative required lambda is 1. I think we're at that. Synchronise succeeded on. So we think that may be the cam crank, so the thing's in time. There's no misfires. No misfires there. Variable camshaft pack on. Water temperature. And that's it. So let's go back out of this. Read fault codes. It's not got freeze frame for this. So maybe go into generic OB and see if that's... So if we go into actuation test and we go into CVVT intake, so we've got a few things here, so let's try this first. So we'll start that. Now activating. You hear the engine start to... There we go. So in our mind, that is actuating, so it's working. We'll do the next one. You want to start it already? So we'll stop that, we'll back out of that, and we'll go into the exhaust. So we'll start this one. And that one's working, because it must be over advancing it and causing it to stall. Start it again, Roddy. So we'll stop that again. We'll back out of that. We'll now try oil control. See what this one says. Ignition on, engine off. You want to put it? Right, so see what this does. So we'll start it. Won't hit start again. We hear a clicking. I hear a clicking, Roddy. Hear that? It's that one. Put your finger on it, lad. Feel it? Feel that in? So what year was that? That was... You want the old stethoscope? Right. Mechanic stethoscope. Right. That one. Right, so he's clicking. We'll stop that. Back out of that. So that was intake. Okay, and let's do oil control bank 2. So start that. It's a different clicking noise. Right, what I think we do, we're going to clear the codes, take it around, but maybe just pop one of them out, just have a look at the screens to see if they're dirty. But definitely different noises, eh?
Definitely.
That sounds deeper. We'll see if this is easy. The intake actuator being removed. It looks quite clean. So the oil obviously goes through these slots and is allowed to come out of there, I would imagine. So I think that's oil control for the intake bank. So start it. There we go. That's good. It's quieter than the exhaust. There's a road test. The exhaust is more active than the intake, I would say, but they're moving. They're all moving. No. So our thoughts are timing chain. We could do a cam crank correlation. That'd be quite easy in this. A VVT sticking, or the solenoid sticking. Maybe better just a bit. I was going to say put an engine flush through them, but this is clean. So these figures look fine, so we jumped into generic OBD, and they figures look fine as well. Whatever happened here is very, very subtle. So we're in closed loop. Air command is 1, so it doesn't give us the actual equivalency, but it actually is. But see, long term is -7, that's okay. oxygen sensor, you can see that switching fine. See, we just stop up here, Roddy, and we'll just let her idle, my man. Short term, so this should tell us it, but we don't know if it's actually happening at idle. So short term. Oh, right enough. I wait now. Short term. Oh. No, it's coming back. Is it coming back? That's high. That's made me. It's coming back now, eh? Gonna make you over. It was quite high there for a while. It's back within spec. Let's see what the short term was. That was the short term. Long term's okay. It's back within spec now. Inconclusive. Right, back to base. So if we go into test results mode 6, you can see it completes its monitors quick. But if we go into VVT monitor bank, this is the one we want, which is, see, it's completed its check, so it's quite happy at that. What we've decided to do with this car is let it go once again and see if it returns, because there's a few issues with this. But the ones I've seen on databases or online seem to have unstable idle and cut out and everything, stall at junctions, and we do not have that. The only thing I can say about our one is maybe a slight hesitation about 2k or when you're accelerating. But I got this diagram here, postpone that, from Hyundai, and it's well known that the chains are an issue for stretching or elongation. So some folk have replaced them, but the symptoms remain the same. These are the VVT actuators here, but these are very expensive. That would be the last thing you could do. I think they're about £300 each. Let me see what else we have. Come down this diagram. And this is a solenoid here, that part number 24355. But ours seem to be working. Seemingly these are interchangeable, that one with the exhaust one. But the other thing I learned is, see, actually there's a hex underneath it. These are the filters there, so maybe we could go back and check them to see if they're clogged up. But I think we need to, for this one, the symptoms have to get worse before you can really make a shout on it. I also spoke to Hyundai about warranty issues. I knew there were warranty about chain extension issues, but they said they knew nothing about it. So I don't know. See what you think. It's a bit of a head scratcher. Cheers.